Now, we're going to talk about something which may help you in the cost of living crisis. You've got to speculate to accumulate, making money on motors. Often that sentence doesn't add up, but there we go. How do you do it? Well, you can invest in an affordable classic. John Mayhead joins me now. John is the editor of Haggerty Price Guide in the UK. And John, when we talk about affordable classics, what are we talking about price-wise?
You can talk about anything. We've got these. We did an article which looked at cars worth under £15,000 that were accessible. And that's still a lot of money for a lot of people. I accept that. But cars that you can drive, you can enjoy, and might go up in value. So you might cover your costs.
So you're talking about a lot of these cars could date 70s, 80s.
Absolutely.
Cars, maybe even into the 90s.
Yeah, wow. I mean, at the moment, we're seeing huge rises in 80s and 90s cars. And it's people like me, Gen X, who've now got maybe a little bit more money, an empty garage, and are going back to our cars of our youth. I mean, one of the cars on the list was the Ford Fiesta XR2.
Yes.
And I mean, one of my best mates had one of those as a kid.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford one then, but now you think, I'm going to get one of those, and those have gone up by a significant margin this year.
Can you upgrade a basic Fiesta to make it look like an XR2?
Absolutely, that's what I used to do in the day. They just don't go as fast.
Stripes.
Yeah. The stripes.
Well, Ford have discontinued production now of the Fiesta.
Have.
Does that impact then on its collectability?
It might do in the future. What is more likely to impact its collectability is all the other cars that have already gone up. So the fast Escorts, the Cosworth Sierras, and all those have gone. It's quite stratospheric prices. We've got Cosworth Sierra RSs of in over £100,000. I mean, it's a big amount of money, and it's the ones that are not mucked around with, haven't got new Go Faster stripes put on, but have been looked after, low mileage. Those sort of cars really do well. Yeah,
there is an absolute proliferation of programmes both on YouTube or on television about restoration and projects, things for cars. So there's a big appetite with it. I am always tempted. But I'm always then put off because I think, you're buying 40-year-old technology.
Yeah.
And, there's got to be serviceability with that and whatever. So I'm not sure. I'm in love with the idea. I want to get a Jaguar XJS.
Oh,
yeah, but I could just see it could be a total money pit.
Well, it's interesting because you talked about investment.
Yes.
Haggerty doesn't like to talk about investment. We talk about cars you buy for a passion. So you buy that car because you love it. And if it goes up in value and it covers your costs, that's brilliant. But something like that, on our list was the Sovereign, which has fantastic spec.
Yeah.
Burr walnut dash for the early ones. It's an awesome car.
Yeah.
If you buy a cheap one or cheap purchase price, you might have to spend a heck of a lot of money on it. So we always sort of suggest, if you can, buy the best one you can afford, and the chances are that maybe your costs of restoration are low. But then again, you've got a lot of people. This is a community, and lots of people like doing it themselves. Like having that hands-on.
I would not like doing it myself. I might walk around with a bit of a cloth and polish and whatever it is. But I mean, technically, I don't know why I watch programmes where you can service an engine and whatever, because I know nothing about anything mechanical. But I am absolutely fascinated by all of this. So I would have to pay a man to do it, really. But you're right there about that community thing. I went to a car show recently in a place called Dollingstown in Northern Ireland, and it was an amazing community day out. People gather, people swap stories. My fascination was with 70s cars in particular, because I was a young teenager in the 70s, and these were the things you dreamt about having, Toyota Celicas and things like that.
Yeah.
But something like a Toyota Celica, is that collectible?
Absolutely. Japanese cars Performance Japanese cars are in the States. Hagerty, we're a big company in the States, and over there it's absolutely massive, and it's really taking off here as well. All of those sort of things. The community side of it is absolutely critical, and I think it's really important to know that the size of the classic car industry in this country. It's over £7 billion now, well over £7 billion. That's nearly twice as much as the whole sort of Scotch industry. And there's so many events you can take your car to, and so that's what we always talk about. Is it's your passion, it's your...
So as you say, it doesn't have to be a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or whatever it is.
No.
I mean, could it be, and I'm being serious here, could it be an Austin Princess, an Allegro Marina? Are we talking that level or not?
Right, I don't know if you know this. Hagerty runs an event every year called the Festival of the Unexceptional, and it is a concourse event for those cars that used to be on everybody's driveway, because unless you were really lucky, you don't remember as a kid what it was like to sit in an Aston Martin and a Ferrari. But I remember what it was like to sit in the back of a full Cortina.
Of course,
and I can remember the smell, I can remember what the vinyl seats felt like when they're too hot, and there is a celebration of those cars, and we get concourse events every year. It sells out.
Well, it could be a new way to invest anyway, and certainly an introduction to a whole new community. John Mayhead is the editor of the Hagerty Price Guide. Price Guide. Sorry. I need my glasses on. Yeah. Thank you, John. Very good talking to you. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed.